kingdom is opposite to a democracy.
It's a theocracy.
In
right?
a kingdom, there is no vote. In a democracy, the power is in the vote. In a democracy, in a republic, you have a president or a prime minister. In a kingdom, you have a king. In a democracy, you elect your leader. In a kingdom, the king elects the citizens.
Boy, we have the whole thing messed up here, don't we? In the church, I mean, things are not run like that.
Absolutely. So here's what's important here. In a democracy, for example, the Constitution is a result of the people's thoughts. For example, in America, your Constitution begins like this: we the people. But in this kingdom, it begins, I the Lord. In a kingdom, the king's word becomes the Constitution. In a democracy, the people's words become the Constitution. In a kingdom, the king's word becomes law. In a democracy, the people create the law. That's why they can change it. In a kingdom, as a citizen, you can't change the law. In a kingdom, the authority is not in a cabinet, it's in a person.
Wow.
In a democracy, it's in a cabinet. In a democracy, you can have a referendum and change a law. In a kingdom, you have no referendum. You don't change the law. That's why the Bible says, my word stands forever.
Amen.
So in a kingdom, and this is important because you see, religion has become a democracy. It's not what Jesus intended.
Most churches are run like a democracy.
Well, you said that.
Well, of course, it's the truth.
Yeah. But I'm talking about religion generally as it is. Even Christianity has become a religion and it's basically functioning. For example, if a king makes a statement, it becomes law.
Absolutely.
So when Jesus says, for example, fornication is a sin, that's a king speaking. You can't vote on that to change it.
Exactly.
If he says, as a king, homosexuality is an abomination, which I quote from the Bible, if you disagree with that, you can't bring together 70 bishops and vote against that. That's democracy. So most of the people who are in Christianity, and I use that term very carefully here in the context of a religion, that's why they can actually change the laws. We can actually say that, well, God is not up to date. He's not up to in step with what's going on. I mean, we got problems in our society. We got emotional problems, hormonal problems, cultural problems. And so we got to update the Bible kind of thing. And so we get these theologians getting together and telling the king, I tell you what, we disagree with what you said 2,000 years ago, so we're going to change it by vote. That's not a kingdom. So most of the people who are tampering with the Bible, they don't threaten me at all. As a matter of fact, I'm not too concerned about homosexual churches and all the different things that are going on. That's not a big deal for me because those people are in a religion. They are not in the kingdom of God.